Woman is such a good movie. I think people in general have come to the consensus that it is currently the saving grace of the DCEU. But one question that's still getting kicked around is Wonder Woman 2017 feminist? It's kind of an important question, given Wonder Woman's role as a feminist icon over the years, but it's kind of a hard question to answer. Let's talk about it. Real quick, lots of spoilers in this video. If you want a spoiler-free review of Wonder Woman, I made one of those, but this one will be spoiler aplenty. So, part of the reason why it's hard to answer is the Wonder Woman movie feminist is because is any movie feminist is a weird question. What does a movie have to do or be to be feminist? I propose that there are two ways to read that question. The first way is what I think most people mean when they ask the question, which is, can I, as a person who is a feminist, enjoy this movie comfortably? Some things that might qualify a movie as a yes would be well-written female protagonist or central female characters. No or very little objectification or hypersexualization of those female characters, what we might call the male gaze. No or very few sexist stereotypes or tropes. Characters who would, on the whole, be positive role models or be considered positive representation, and at least some well-written, non-stereotypical diversity in terms of race, sexuality, or disability. The more, the better. And there's a whole bunch of little tests the internet has come up with over the years to talk about this. Things like the Bechdel test, and the Mako-Mori test, and the sexy lamp test. And really, this is kind of a low bar for movies, but a surprising few released each year in the US would qualify. Now, does Wonder Woman 2017 count as feminist under these criteria? Absolutely. Now, the movie is pretty weak in terms of added diversity. There are some black Amazons, and two of Steve's buddies are men of color, but the cast is pretty overwhelmingly white on the whole. And the Amazons are pretty universally thin, gorgeous, clean-shaven, and in full makeup, which is a little troubling when the female antagonist is, disfigured. Even unintentionally, setting up beauty as a signifier of moral goodness is not the best, so it's not perfect. But overall, if you are a feminist, Wonder Woman is a joy to watch. All of the Amazons being strong and badass is super fun. Sammy and Chief are both amazing characters, and we rarely get such interesting men of color on the big screen. And Diana herself is perfect hero material. There's no male gaze going on, no boob or ass shots, no slow pans up her body. Hell, the closest we get to objectification is some naked Steve Trevor. There's no troubling tropes being lobbed around like we might be used to from big budget blockbusters. It's just really nice. Good job, team. Now, the other way to read the question, is this movie feminist, is a little more complicated. That question could mean, does this movie, in its plot or themes, either implicitly or explicitly, explore feminist theory, concerns, or ideas? So, movies that directly explore or comment on things like toxic beauty standards, rape culture, patriarchy, etc. My go-to example for this is Mad Max Fury Road. That's a movie that very directly deals with issues of patriarchy and bodily autonomy and reproductive freedom and women's solidarity. After all, they are not things and reject being used as breeding stock, and yeah, it's a very feminist film by any standard. And I'm not sure Wonder Woman 2017 does this. It gets close a few times. Candy has a line about women getting the vote, and there's a scene where all the military higher-ups scoff and grumble about a woman in the war room. But there's never, any commentary on it. Diana never questions Steve about why all the soldiers are men or why all the leaders are men. She doesn't ask Candy about what she means by the vote and then get appalled that women are excluded from political process. Even when Sammy says he's the wrong color to be an actor, there's no follow-up. And the overall theme of the movie isn't specifically about feminist ideas or concerns. The moral of the story isn't about Diana overcoming the patriarchy of man's world. The movie, as a whole, is about the horror of war and the moral ambiguity of war from both sides. That there is no good guys or bad guys in war, only suffering. And that's a good theme. It's well done and compelling. It's just not, specifically feminist. And really, that's okay. Not every film needs to or should be predominantly about feminist theory. That's a hard thing to do well, and in a compelling, interesting, thought-provoking way, and there's plenty of excellent themes and ideas to explore in film beyond feminist theory. But if we're asking the question, does Wonder Woman do this as a movie? The answer is no, not really. I mean, still go see it, though. It's a super great film. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm sure you can find the subscribe button if you are so inclined. This queer millennial feminist will be back with more rants about stuff I like pretty soon.